Hello guys and welcome back to DarkHorseFM, and in this video I'm going to share with you one of the best tactics I've ever seen on Football Manager. To be honest with you, I've had a great deal of time playing with 4-3-3s, but this has to be one of the very best that I've seen so far in FM 2024. Now the reason why I say that is because if you look at our save currently in the Vanarama National League, we're currently playing with Blyth Spartans, and if you look at where we're actually predicted to finish in the league, we're predicted to be the team that is 23rd in the league. That is like almost dead last, to be honest, with an odd of 350 to 1. But if you look at the current league table, we are currently sitting first in the league and we have a goal difference of 51. We've lost 7 times in the league, but that's the way the Vanarama actually works. Considering the way the kind of team that we are, being the team that is predicted to finish last, topping the table, already settled for the playoffs, and with the amount of points that we've been able to gather, and if you look at the amount of goals we've been able to score, the tactic has actually outperformed more than I was actually thinking was going to perform. Now, if you look at our schedule, it's not perfect, but there are a lot of wins in there that actually stood out for me. The 5-2 win over Cheltenham, there's a lot of other big victories over there, like a 5-2 win against Altrincham. We also beat Southend 7-2 in the National League, but we went on to lose to them on penalties in the FA Trophy, which was really annoying. But to me, it turned out okay because the FA Trophy, losing out from that competition, actually gave us hope and more focus to actually play in the league. If you look at the data hub, we have about 2.56 goals per game, which is quite good. It's a very attacking system, so considering that we're one of the weaker teams, 1.32, it's acceptable for me as long as we go on to win the game. And being in March, there isn't a lot of the season left to go, so I do expect that we're actually going to go ahead to get promotion into the Skybed League 2 at this point. So without wasting any more time, let's look at the tactic in detail. Okay, one more thing before we jump into the tactic. We have team cohesion that is perfectly good, club atmosphere is perfect, managerial support is perfect, and I think this is all down to the tactic. Really, it does help to keep your players happy, and for some reason, if you're more hands-on, you have a good club atmosphere like this. But if you go ahead and anger a lot of your players, it could be harder for you to actually win more games. So I do hope that you actually know how to have communication with your players, because it matters a lot in Football Manager, club morale and everything. So going into the tactic then, let me just clear everybody so you get all the information that you're supposed to see. This is the Evergreen 433 created by Delicious Story. If you're not aware of Delicious Story, he's one of the best tactic creators out there. I'm going to attach a link in the description so you can check out his channel and see a lot of stuff that he's doing. So he went on to create this tactic for almost any team on Football Manager, and I had to test it out with a team like Blyth Spartans because I wasn't sure how I was going to work with Blyth Spartans. So we're looking at the results here with Blyth Spartans. So if they can actually execute the tactic, it means that you're probably going to do a better job with the tactic, considering that if you use a better team. So with the goalkeeper, we see here the goalkeeper is instructed to tackle harder. If you're going on to rebuild the tactic, you can follow along with the video now. Your ball playing defenders have the dribble more and the tackle harder instructions set on them. You also have ball playing defender. I think both of them have the same instructions, so you just have to recreate those instructions. Fullbacks here are on support duty. I want to be sure they have the same instructions. Yes, both fullbacks have the same instructions. They have been asked to take more risk, cross more often, cross from the byline, dribble more, shoot less often, hold their position so they don't get too far forward, sit narrower, and tackle harder. It's quite contradictory, but I noticed that it kind of works in Football Manager, crossing from the byline and holding position. So I think the hold position instruction is going to ask him to not get from left back to right back or to central midfield or anything like that. The left back is going to be the left back, so that's what hold position means. He's still going to get forward and do his job as a left back. In the defensive midfield, we have a roaming playmaker that is playing on support duty, and he is going to tackle harder. In central attack, you have central attacking midfielders on attack duty, and they are going to roam from position and stay wider. Both central midfielders actually have the same instruction. Ahead of them, you have 2 inside forwards. One inside forward on the right hand side is going to hold up the ball, sit narrower, and tackle harder. I think the inside forward on the left hand side has the same instruction, so he just has to copy that instruction to the other guy. And then the advanced forward, his only instruction is to tackle harder. So you may have peeked at the team instructions, but in case you didn't actually go ahead to look at that, I'm going to run down through the team instructions. Mentality, you want to have that on attacking, but before you go on to include the mentality, I do recommend that you check the in possession instructions, where you're going to ask them to play with narrow width. Focus your play down both flanks. You're also going to play with shorter passing and higher tempo. You also want to play low crosses. I think I already mentioned pass into space, but if I didn't, you want to pass into space. You're going to also ask your team to dribble a lot more, and they're going to be more disciplined. So that helps, especially in the lower leagues. It did help us to be more disciplined. Now for in transition, you're going to want your team to counter press. You want them to play on the counter attack. You also want the goalkeeper to distribute the ball quickly. You want him to roll it out while he's actually distributing the ball quickly. Now, the out of possession instructions is what really stood out for me. The team is playing with a mid block and a much higher defensive line. So they're going to actually compress the field in here and try to press the opposition and stop them from getting possession of the ball. They're going to play with much more often trigger press. They will prevent short goalkeeper distribution. They will get stuck in and they're going to step up more. So the last thing you want to do after including all the instructions is to go ahead and change the mentality from whatever mentality you had to attacking mentality. So that's the way I would go about doing it if I'm going to recreate the tactic. So that is the complete tactic as how we're actually running things in Van Rama National League and how we're able to stay first even though we are the team that was predicted to finish 23rd in the league. Do let me know in the comment section how this tactic works out for you. I will go on to share more Football Manager tactics like this. Let me know in the comment section if you have additional questions or if you have tactics that you actually want to test out on Football Manager that are doing quite well. Let me know in the comment section and subscribe to the channel if this is your first time here. I do go on to share Football Manager tactic videos like this very often. If you're interested in learning more, you can check out our channel for other videos, other tactic videos like this. And you can also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications bell so you can get notified when more tactic videos do come out.